Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're about to go ahead and get into this review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, first off, okay, new season, episode 1. We did not get any of Drew in this particular episode. Now, we did see that husband, Ralph, okay? We did see Ralph. He showed up to the party on behalf of he and Drew, talking about some Drew couldn't be there because they had a family emergency. And I'm just confused because I'm like, well, if y'all got a family emergency, why the fuck is your ass up here at the party without Drew? So when I saw that, I was like, okay, so they opening up the show, letting us know right out the gate that hey, this divorce has been brewing for some long periodical time. Now, I did also think about this as the episode continued to go on. I was thinking, well, maybe Drew and Ralph had an understanding that it was going to be okay for Ralph to just go ahead and go and she stay behind. But then the bigger thought came to me, and I thought that maybe Drew did not attend because she does not fuck with Sonya like that. And that's why she did not go. That's what I was wondering, if that's what it could have been. If she didn't go because she don't fuck with Sonya, because obviously Sonya did say that Ralph was the one that RSVP'd them. It wasn't Drew. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if that was the first event of the season, you would think that Drew would show up whether or not Sonya liked her or not. So maybe it was a family emergency and maybe they just wasn't getting along or whatever the case was. Maybe it was some serious, maybe it wasn't. But I'm sure we'll find out on the next episode. Okay. But I definitely wanted to go ahead and bring that up and address that light work because we did not see my girl Drew on the first episode. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to what everybody is talking about, girl, and that is Sheree and Martell. We got to get into them, okay? Because the show pretty much opens up with Sheree, okay? And she was sitting up there waiting on Martell Holt. For a lot of people that's wondering, that's not familiar, Martell Holt is a reality star of that other show, okay, on a whole nother network, all right? But he is a reality star. He has a history that comes with him being with, I would say, his college sweetheart that he was with for many years. They had about 3 children at the time when he was over there cheating on her. I think they could have had 2 kids and then 3 kids over that span. He was cheating on his wife, ended up getting his mistress pregnant, where I believe she could have like aborted 1 or 2 of the babies or something like that. And then she ended up becoming his baby mama for real, around the same time that his wife had his 4th child. So it's been like a lot of drama, a lot of mess that has happened on his other show. I'll let y'all research and find out what that other show is. And with that other show, you might want to watch the earlier seasons because this season ain't really giving a whole lot of nothing, okay? But if you want to get into the tea, it would be the earlier seasons, okay? But anywho, so he's now, she's divorced him or whatever. So now he over here trying to date Miss Sheree or whatever they got going on this week. Okay. Sheree was over there talking about how she would love for him to move to Georgia, saying that he be coming to see her every weekend, or at least she's seeing Martell every weekend. So he's giving Martell been driving to Georgia and not the other way around of Sheree coming out there to where he's at. You know what I'm saying? But I think that we're gonna see her on the show, on his other show, on that other show. We're gonna see Sheree. So it looks like she gonna finally come to town, try and meet some folks or whatever. Anywho, what else happened? Sheree ended up bringing a chef to the house to cook for her and Martell, and she told Martell to go get dressed, baby. Let me tell y'all, Martell definitely knew his way around that lady house. Okay, he definitely knew his way around that lady house for sure. All right, now what else did I want to say about that? I think that was pretty much it. He knew his way around the house. He seemed very comfortable or whatever while at Sheree's house. Now, Sheree tells Martell about the party that they're supposed to be going to for Sonya's husband. She lets him know that Kandi and Todd gonna end up being there as well. And he sat up there and called, no. She said, yeah, Kandi, the one that called you an opportunist. He pretty much calls Todd an opportunist, saying, I'm not the opportunist. The opportunist is your husband. Period. And then he tried to, come at their height. Like, ain't they both 5 feet or 3 feet or whatever the case is? Yeah. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, Martell, bye, baby. You're on their show. Let's be clear. All right. You're over on their show, but you want to sit up there and talk about somebody that's an opportunist. Like, what? Girl, I guess, honey. Whatever. So, anywho, she tells him about how Kenya always asks about him, but he wasn't sure if he was like, have we met before? Whatever. She's like, I don't think y'all met or anything like that. But at that time, Martell knew that he had DM'd that lady. But anyway, He just can remember if he met that lady. Okay. All right then. So Kandi, on the other hand, she's over there and she decides she's gonna link up with the Candy Coated Clique because they got some things that they finna work on. I believe Candy Coated Nights was coming back at that time or whatever. So they had a little small talk. Of course, they talked about Sheree and they talked about how she had wanted some help. Well, first of all, business wasn't going that great for her. Sheree was saying that her website had crashed because so many people was trying to check out the website. And that could be true, possibly, or it could have been an F up on your end and y'all just decided to say that it crashed, girl, whatever. All right. She has some issues. I guess she's not making the money that she would like to make. Kandi and them said that they wanted to help her, but Sheree don't like to pay nobody. That has been a running theme since Sheree has come on this show. Sheree don't like to pay nobody. And I just will never understand that. Girl, I'm over here wondering if she paid the chef that came over there to cook for her in Martell. In all honesty, girl, because Sheree, you just can't get by in life. Well, girl, you've been getting by in life. That's the gag for me. All right. Well, then you might need to teach me your ways. So I can sit up here and get some free labor out of folks. Okay. Anywho, let's go ahead and keep going. So, Kandi just pretty much talked about how Sheree always want to do business, but she's never ready for business. Okay. She ended up also talking about Ace. Okay. She's adding more to her plate because they bring in Candy Coated Nights back. Y'all know she's on the Shy. She's also on a la carte on All Black. She's running OLG. She also running Blaze. She's a Real Housewife. She was filming Xscape. Like she got a lot of stuff on her plate. And I think that's all great things. She's still writing, still working on music and stuff. She's doing Broadway plays. And I think all of that is great. All of that is amazing. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can't think of that quote that's making me think of like, what good is it to gain the whole world and then something else? I can't think of what the quote is, but it's like, Candy, I do think that I don't want to tell her to slow down. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say that, but it's like when it comes to the kids, it's a little different. I don't want to tell her to slow down, but she definitely should do a better job of prioritizing. And I think that's just so tough for her, and you would think that she probably would have that more in order considering the fact that Ace is much older now. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know, I would love to just look at Candy's calendar for like a whole month, and I just would like to see what does your calendar look like, because Candy remind me of how I used to be like back in college and like a little, shortly after college. And I hope I get back to that place, honestly. It's a certain type of calendar I would have to have on me. And it used to have like fat squares for each day of the week. And I literally, for me, I had to be that busy. Like I had to fill up every block needed to be filled up with something. Okay. Whether I'm studying, whether I'm doing this, I got class this day, I got to do that. I got to go over here to the work study. Like I had everything filled, like that whole, like when I looked at back at my calendar, I wanted it covered in writing. So I just wonder, and not just writing, but things to do that I got done for that month. Right. And I just wish I could just take a glimpse at Candy's calendar to see if she's like that, if that's what her schedule looks like. Because wherever she got some little spaces, she definitely needs to carve in that time for her kids. And it's like I feel like she does that too, though. I really feel like she gives them that time. But I don't know, because I also feel like Ace may be with his dad more. And this ain't the first time baby Ace has come to Kandi and said anything like this. Like he said that before when he was younger. And here it is coming back up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, girl. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Kandi don't even know. She's like, I don't know what to do. I think her son wanted her to help with some homework or something. I think they had did like a flashback on that. How Ace wanted her to help him with some homework. And she was like, oh, so Auntie Sharon or Auntie somebody can't help. And he was like, no, I like when you do it. I like when you help. That boy just really wants his mommy. And that's rough because I feel like Kandi is there, but then I also feel like she works a lot. So how there are you? And I really hate to say that so much because I know that it's going to come up in the season at some point where Marlo is going to use this against Kandi. And I do feel like that's unfair. Like, even if she has confided in you about that and you take that and you throw it up in her face or whatever the case is. So I hate that I might end up being on the side of Marlo based on what she has to say. Now, I don't know what the tone is or how it's going to come about or whatever, but clearly Kandi is opening up and showing us that that is an issue where she needs to, be there more for her kids. But I can tell you one thing, she ain't never put their ass out and sent them over there to another relative house for them to be taken care of, okay? So there's that. Anywho, y'all let me know y'all thoughts about that Kandi situation and her, working multiple gigs and stuff, and just being able to manage it all. You feel what I'm saying? So anywho, while she's talking to the Kandi Cody clique, at some point Kenya and Monyetta do come in. Okay, they definitely pop in, and the ladies ended up discussing Sheree. They talked about Sheree, her new boo Martell, and all of that. Monyetta over there rolling her eyes. I'm telling you, I love me some Monyetta. I loves Monyetta baby down. Like, I really like her. I think she's really laid back. I love how last year she wasn't really trying to pick a side with nothing. She was just being kind of neutral with the situation. Like, I like how Monyetta came in. I love the fact that she is back. I like her so far. So we'll see. All right. So Monyetta said Monyetta is pretty much hoping that whatever Sheree got going on with Martell ain't nothing serious, because she's been hearing stuff in the streets. Kandi been hearing stuff in the streets, and they've been hearing that he's been out in Atlanta with a whole nother woman. Now, my question is this: is this something that y'all heard recent, girl, or are y'all just referring back to when he brought his baby mama up there for whatever April Fool's Day or whatever it was? So that's what I'm wondering. Like, are y'all talking about that old news, or are y'all talking about recent news? Now, if it's recent, I would prefer it to be more recent. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, because I wouldn't want them to bring that to Sheree and Sheree be like, oh, that's old news. Like, no, BIT, it's not. I do feel like Martell has taken multiple trips to Atlanta and had his baby mama with him, for sure. For sure. And it just would be nice if they have their facts, because I feel like when Sheree get with a man, she could be so blind. We saw how blind she was with Tyrone for so many years. So y'all gonna have to really, really come with y'all facts and make sure that it's something that's like accurate and recent, because whenever he brought Ariane, when the streets was talking about it, April 1st or whenever that was back then, he and Sheree, from my understanding, were not dating. They ain't have nothing going on. So just make sure that it's recent, it's accurate, and y'all can go ahead and present it to her, because clearly she needs the receipts, okay, when it comes to this man. But anyway, let's go ahead and keep going. So Kenya pretty much tells the ladies about how Martell tried to holler at her. She did say lightweight. She said he lightweight tried to holler at her, okay? People are saying that she put 20 on 10 with that, but I feel like she didn't lie. I feel like she didn't lie at all. I feel like that's what happens on social media. Men hop in your DMs if they see something or whatever. They'll hop in your DMs. Like, you could post something about a movie, and they'll hop in your DMs and be like, oh yeah, I saw that. Or you're like, hey, was that a good movie? I was thinking about going to like, they'll do something to hop in your DMs to eventually start a conversation. So we can't act like that's not something that Martell was not going to do. Now, I do recall that Martell said in an interview that Kenya did an interview talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville and how she spoke so highly of the cast and everything like that. So he hopped in her DMs or whatever to thank her for saying that. And I just kind of feel like this. Plenty of people have probably said shit about the show in a positive way. Martell, did you hop in their DMs? So it's giving there was an intent in hopping in Kenya's DMs. You could have saw it and paid it. You didn't have to sit up there and respond or hit her up or anything. So it's like, I can't trust your motives. Like, you probably did hop in that lady's DMs, and because she didn't respond, it couldn't go no further. But had she responded, I think you would have tried to develop some type of friendship or relationship or something, so that you can likely land your way over here on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I also feel like Martell figuring out his way to come over to Atlanta has a lot to do with him spiting his ex-wife. In all honesty, I don't think his ex-wife truly desired to be on Atlanta or anything like that. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I don't think that's something that's known. At least I haven't known of it. But if he thinks that that might be something that she's interested in, I could see him trying to beat her to the punch in some type of capacity, right? So that's what, I get from that situation. Now, when Kenya opens up the message to show the ladies, when she opens up now, also Martell said in an interview that he DM'd Kenya and he just pretty much said like, hey, thanks for whatever you said about the show, whatever like that. He left it at that. But he said in the interview that Kenya deleted whatever message. Okay, I guess she sent or something. Kenya deleted the message or something he said. Kenya did not delete the message. Shout out to Kenya and the receipts from the camera opening up the phone to show that Martell did DM her. The thing is, she was not following him. So therefore, he went to her requested tab. When you go to that requested tab, girl, it's giving block, delete, or accept. Okay, that's why Kandi kept telling her to accept it, because I guess they could not see the message anymore. So once they accepted it to see what he said, they saw that, hey, the message had been deleted because he deleted it. So y'all tell me, if it was just like so innocent or whatever the case was, why delete it? Why go back and delete the damn message if it's just so innocent and you wasn't trying to holler at her or do anything like that? Like, it's giving a hidden motive. And honestly, like, that's what it's giving to me. What was the purpose of deleting the message then, Martell, if it was just supposed to be so simple? And then you go on the interview and try and make it seem like Kenya was the one that deleted the message. But then a lot of the people that don't like Kenya is going to try and say, Kenya always coming for somebody, man. And Kenya this and Kenya that. And da-da-da. Now, granted, I do think Kenya didn't have to tell Sheree. She could have kept that to herself. She didn't have to tell Sheree. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think she had it, because like Kandi said, like, it ain't like you dated him, so it ain't like you gotta tell her nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I think she didn't want to see her friend get played like she got played the fuck out when it came to Tyrone. And a lot of people not gonna see that, because when that shit happened, Sheree called Kenya first. Sheree called Kenya first, and Kenya was right there with her and for her, and she's been that friend to see everything Sheree had went through. You know what I'm saying? So it's understood if Kenya does not want to see her friend go through something else like that again. Like, hey, I'm gonna give you this tea. I'm gonna tell you that he DM'd me or whatever. I'm not saying this more than what it is, but I'm just telling you that he DM'd me. Okay, now you can do with that whatever you want to do with it. I'm gonna move with it however you want to move with it. Okay, so I think that's the angle that Kenya was coming from, because she's the one that was right there by her friend when her friend was doing all that crying over this man, because she drove all the way out there looking like a fucking fool. You feel what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know. Sheree just automatically took offense to it, and a lot of people are rallying behind Sheree. But what y'all need to understand, what Sheree is doing is the exact things that. And first of all, if the shoe was on the other foot, y'all would be dragging the fuck out of Kenya if it was Kenya in that situation. And y'all would say exactly what I'm about to say. Sheree being a woman that's so fucking desperate for a man that she sat and waited 5 years for a nigga to get out of jail, just to, or prison or whatever, just to act like she got to be my man, my man, my man, only for him to play your dumb ass. You drove about 2 hours out just to see him and he still played your stupid ass. You're the type of woman that you've been out here living without one, so you feeling like you really need one is the problem. So much so that you will allow yourself to be gullible and overlook, be oblivious, or whatever else you want to label it as. You want to act like I can't see, I'm blind, like, girl, that's what it's giving. Okay, you want to sit up here and act like you can't see shit. You blind because you want a man so bad, and you needed a man to be on this show so bad to therefore show Tyrone what he done set up there and missed out on, and what you done sat up there and acquired. Okay, that's what it is. See, you got Martell on your arm as arm candy, like a lot of these men do with women. But the difference is, like, you need that for some type of validation, and Martell is not that, and he's not no badge of honor or anything. He's a good looking man. He's not that bad of a father. You know what I'm saying? What else? I mean, yeah, I mean, shit, that's really it. I mean, he figure out ways to get money, whatever that is. Shall we still waiting on him to pass tests and stuff, but he do what he can do out here in these streets, and in comparison to the niggas that you date, Martell is a come up for you, and based on looks. You know what I'm saying? Based on looks, because we know Bob wasn't giving it like that at all. Only thing Bob gave you was children. Yikes. Okay. Tyrone wasn't doing nothing but giving you a headache and embarrassment. So now you got Martell. Martell gonna give you a little bit of embarrassment, but at least he gonna look good while he doing it. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why Sheree not trying to hear anything Kenya's saying. She thinks that Kenya is coming off as haterish and this and that and da 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 da. But that's really not what it is. That's not what I get from it based on how Kenya and Sheree were last season. So for me, girl, it's giving Kenya trying to look out for your ass, but because you're so desperate to have a piece of a man, you're gonna sit up there and try and label your friend as a hater, as this, as that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? So I just and it's hard to have conversations like that with your friends that are like that about men. Don't want to hear nothing negative or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. But Kenya ain't a person that just like really sit on her shit and be quiet. She has to like let you know, like, hey girl, listen, yada yada yada. But we'll see how we'll see how it's gonna play out or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, y'all let me know y'all thoughts down in the comments. Y'all gonna do that anyway, cause that's just how y'all is. All right. So they speak on Todd and Kandi. And Kandi says that Todd is tired of giving his all to her, basically, when it comes to her career, her accomplishments, things that she's trying to do with her life or whatever. He's tired of giving his all to her, but she doesn't do the same in return. At least that's how he feels. Okay. And Kandi says that she gets frustrated with Todd. Todd gets frustrated with her because her reasoning for being upset with him is because she says she knows she works too much. She knows she's not around like she needs to be, but don't intentionally make her a problem. Like, if she's the one that's trying to move dates around so that she can be there, don't try and make the schedule so restrictive that it can't fit. But when somebody else comes in the picture and asks for you to change things around, you loosen the schedule up and you make it fit for them. That's not cool. And then you turn around and you throw it up in my face like I couldn't be there, or I'm the problem, or this or that. And I would get frustrated with that too, because you're not acknowledging the original initiation that I had, like the initial intent that I had trying to actually be there. So don't do that shit. You did this, and then you want to turn around and make it seem like I'm the problem because things in your life or what you got going on ain't flourishing how you need it to be. I'm trying to be here, but you're gonna have to work with me. You're gonna have to give me something. I'm not. You're gonna have to do something, baby. Period. Okay. So Kenya tells her, listen, I don't ever want to see you and Todd going down the road that me and Mark went down. I would never want to see y'all down divorce lane ever. She said, so you just really need to make time for your man. And Kandi was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you do. You got to make time for your family in general. And I know it's hard because I feel like she's in such high demand. I feel like she is such high demand. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So she definitely got to iron it out. Like, I like to hear when she had did her speak on it, a few weeks ago after Xscape show. She talked about how they took like a week family long vacation, and I was really happy for her with that, because I was like, I know her kids had a good ass time, because I did think about Ace and how he said something like that years ago and how he wanted his mom. So I'm like, that's what's up. Candy's carving out time. And when she be on her live, sometimes Todd will call her like, hey babe, what's up, like, you ready? He's done that on more than one occasion. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like she's trying to, fix her schedule just a little bit. But okay, cool. Let's go ahead and keep going. All right. All right, so let's talk about Sanya. So Sanya still got Ross living in this motherfucking house with all these motherfucking people. And at first I was dragging Sanya about this. I was like, bitch, why the fuck you got all this man in the house with all these motherfucking people? I hope everybody in this bitch paying on that mortgage. I hope everybody giving a piece for us to be staying up in that bitch for real. And then, I mean, I still feel a way about the mortgage thing. I do think that people need to contribute. But on the flip, I ain't even mad at them for staying together. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of families do this SHI. Like, these multifamily homes, they not multifamily homes for no damn reason. They're made like that for you to be able to have more people living with you. Now, I understand parents. Sometimes when you get older and your parents get elderly, you got to bring them in to live with you or whatever, right? And now her parents look like they are in amazing shape, in all honesty. But them your mama, them your daddy. But I don't know why your sister, them, and everybody there, honestly. But if y'all have enough space in the house to not be on top of each other, all right, who the hell am I? Like, wealthy people do this shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? You be driving past these big neighborhoods and you be seeing about 5 damn cars in the yard. It's like, girl, they do that shit all the time. And then some houses that's not even as big, you still see the same thing. These people make it work, especially with this damn economy. So I gotta lay off Miss Sanya. You know what I'm saying? And maybe this is just only a moment in her life at this time. It may not be like that forever. Who knows? Okay. I don't, but I'm gonna give her a little grace on that. So do what you want to do, girl. All right. So her sister. So first of all, Sanya lets us know that her brother-in-law works as her assistant. Okay. He's been working as her assistant for some time. He's trying to get into real estate, and she thinks that him working for her will help connect him. No, ma'am. Not if he's trying to do real estate. You need to go and hire you a whole different fucking assistant. Okay. If he's trying to get into real estate, you need to find out who you know that knows somebody in real estate that will allow him to come in and assist them on what they got going on so that he can learn. But him working for you is not beneficial in my personal opinion. Okay. That's just what it is that I think about it. Now, as Sonya is over there talking to him, her sister decides to pop in and tells her that she never respects boundaries. And I'm sitting over here like BITCH. I know you're not talking about boundaries when you sitting over here living in your sister house. Who the do you think you're talking to? Okay. Excuse me? And what you mean not respecting the boundaries? All she did was just ask him a question. You know what I'm saying? They only having a conversation or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know what that was about. But I was just like, girl, shut the hell up. You over there benefiting off your sister. And they say, Sanya went in and she did a confessional and she talked about how they be benefiting off her too. Everybody over there eating off her. But then you got the audacity to say this lady don't respect boundaries. Girl, what? Ooh, girl. Miss Samuel, girl, you need to go ahead and hire people that's not fam. You just gonna have to give it up, girl. You just gonna have to trust other folks with your stuff. Go ahead and do that. Period. All right. But let's go ahead and move on. All right. Let's get back into Kandi and Todd because they're supposed to be having family time, right? But Todd is so focused on writing. He's on his call so they can finish writing whatever script that they're working on. And Candi's over there like, excuse me, we're supposed to be having family time. Like, what are you doing? So she's lightweight throwing a fit because she feels a way about him being on his call. And she's like, if I gotta, make time for y'all or whatever, you need to do the same thing too. And I'm over here like, okay, Kandi, I don't know. I feel like you might be overhyping this particular situation because him being on this call, in all honesty, isn't too different than you being on your live over on YouTube where you're talking to us and Todd has called you on more than one occasion and you say I'll be right there and then you'll continue to be on that same live for another 40 minutes. So yikes. Okay. Y'all both need to sit up there and figure out some shit for sure. Okay. I'm with you on that. Y'all need to figure out y'all time management. Absolutely. Okay. And I wish y'all would have told me where Kandi ordered that food from because she didn't cook it and it did look good. I don't know if it came from OLG or somewhere else, but y'all could have dropped a little something down to let people know where the lady order her food from. But anyway, that's all I got on Miss Kandi. I feel like her and Todd is the same bitch. Ain't that's what Tammy said? You the same bitch. Girl, y'all the same person. The only difference is your name has always been bigger than his, but y'all definitely work the same. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, girl, let's go ahead, honey, and let's move on because I do want to talk about Sheree and this a new girl named motherfucking Courtney that I'm not featuring. I'm not here for her raggedy ass. I don't care nothing about what none of y'all say. Okay. Nothing because I'm not here for her and I won't be here for her. Well, let me not say won't. Okay. Because it's just the first episode. I'm lying. I could change my mind by the fifth episode. Who knows? But how she's presenting herself right now, I do not like it. And she made such a small thing so big. You know what I'm saying? At least she ain't really lie on nobody. Like, but well, I do feel like she lied on Kandi. I do. Or at least somebody came to her and lied. You feel what I'm saying? But it ain't like no Gizelle. It ain't no Gizelle lie. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't one of those. Or I guess y'all would say a Phaedra lie. It ain't none of that. But still, I just feel like, girl, you doing too much right now. So I don't like her. But let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, I want to highlight the fact that Sheree looks good. I do not give a damn what we like or do not like about Sheree. I be having my ups and downs when it comes to Sheree because I feel like her draggings that she gives people be so unnecessary. And it just be like, Sheree, like chill out, like calm down, like you trying to create some shit. Like, girl, chill out, like bye. But at the same time, I like Sheree because I want to see Sheree win. I really do. Like, I'm so glad she has her She by Sheree website up. I would love to support, but some of that stuff is just super like, no ma'am. Like that pink suit sheet, that pink gym fit. Girl, I wanted that. Girl, they said 247. I said 240 who? Girl, 240 who? Girl, why? Is that a show? What is going on? Is that how much she weighed? 240, 247, 240 who? Where are we going with that? Where are we going with that? What's 247? What is that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm like, girl, 247, she carrying that weight very well. But bitch, who's paying you for that, Sheree? Girl, I might be able to get the leggings this year, and then I'm gonna have to wait till next year just to get the fucking top, bitch. And you're gonna be sold out of that probably. I don't like that, girl. And this is another thing I don't like about you, Sheree. I don't like that you don't be sitting up here giving people discounts. What? Why is it? Like, girl, you do not give us 10 or 15% off. Girl, Mother's Day is coming up. Girl, Mother's Day is coming up. How many letters are in Mother's Day? Can we get at least that much of a percentage off? Girl, can we get 10%, Sheree? Can we get 15% for this being season 15 that you made it to, girl? Like, can you give us something, Sheree? Somebody call Sheree and ask her, can we get a discount code? Cause the bitch, I can't take it. I want that pink one you had on, but I'm not gonna pay you $247, girl. I'm not gonna do that. Y'all got me fucked up. But anyway, girl. So she's over there. She got her gym in her house. I commend her so much because I'm not a person that can just work out on my own. I need a trainer. I have to physically go in there and you tell me what the hell to do. I'm not one of those self motivated. Let me go to the gym. I'm not one of those self motivated. Let me get all my workout stuff in my house. I have thought about it, right? I have thought about it, creating that space in the house. But then I had to keep it a book with myself, like, that's not you. That's not you. That's not you. But you give me a gym, a time, whatever. And I have a really good gym right now. So shout out to them. I just need to make sure that I'm a bit more consistent. But I have a really good gym right now. And I like how they do the training. And then they also have like multiple classes throughout the day. But anyway, girl, too much of my business. Let's talk about Sheree's. So she's working out with Sanya because Sanya didn't arrive. Girl, I don't know if this lady's name is Sanya or Sanya, but I'm definitely gonna be bouncing in between the two. So I just want y'all to know. Anywho, so while they're working out, Miss Courtney decides she's gonna pull up or whatever the case is. Okay. So Miss Sheree was talking about how she invited Courtney to, come along to Sanya's party. And Sanya said, yeah, that's fine. Like, I invited all of the girls. She said, I invited Drew, a girl. And it's like, bitch, why are you doing all of this? Ugh, like this exhausting, like you exhausted or you tired with Drew. Girl, if you invited her, you invited her. Like, why are you acting the most now? Because you didn't get the RSVP. You got RSVP from a husband. So now what is given to me, Sanya, you're going to try to continue to create an issue with Drew this season like you did last season. And I'm not featuring that at all. So Sanya says that, Ralph RSVP on behalf of he and Drew. And I felt like right in that moment, Drew wasn't interested in going. That's why that happened. And it's probably why she did not show up either. Okay. But if it was the first, event of the season, then I would think like, yo, she would be in attendance, so maybe it really was a family emergency, not sure. But anywho, so Courtney, I believe Sonya brought up Kandi being there. Courtney thought this would be a great time for her to discuss Kandi with Sheree and discuss her with Sonya. And it's giving, why would you feel so freely to discuss Kandi to Sonya as if Sonya not gonna run back and tell Kandi what you saying? So that makes me think, is this not y'all first time meeting for real, for real? But y'all acting like it for the cameras. I don't know. Someone's off about it. But anywho, so Courtney tells them about Kandi calling around, asking different people about her, showing them pictures and stuff, and asking if they know who she is and whoop de whoop de whoop. And I'm just and I just didn't like how the whole conversation went. And I'm like, Kandi around here asking about you. And I'm trying to make it make sense. So I'm like, well, maybe she was trying to find out who's this new lady that's going to be joining the Housewives. Maybe she got like an update on that and was just wondering who is this woman going to be, but then Miss Courtney started throwing shade and stuff like that. I can't even remember what she said. She said something like, oh, Kandi, like, I think you're worldwide. Like, I'm not one of the people that don't think you're worldwide. I actually do. And I'm just wondering, like, what did I ever do to you? Da, 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 da. And it was so weird. It's so stupid. Like, I don't know. I don't be liking when people get information from a person they feel like they trust so much and they never question that information and never consider the fact that that person could be lying to you about how things went down. So they basically approach the other person with like aggression or just negative energy instead of trying to get an understanding of what this person told you. Like, it's just the approach about things that I didn't like when it came to this lady. But her throwing shade right out the gate lets me know that she also got a bug in her ear to know who she needs to try to come for this season. But what's also interesting? When these new girls get on these shows, they always try to come for people that's in the higher positions. So if it wasn't going to be Kandi, it was going to be Kenya. And out of the two, maybe it made sense for her to come for Kenya Kandi because she felt like Kandi was probably going to be an easier target or something. I don't know. So anywho, Sheree says that Kandi has too much time on her hands because Kandi ended up doing this spoof about her ass and she couldn't really take it. And it's like, girl, Kandi does spoof about everybody. Now, I don't think that she was doing spoofs. Well, Kandi did admit that she was being petty when she did the spoofs, but I didn't think that she was being petty when I was seeing it. I just felt like it, anything that involved her, she can spoof it if she wants to. But baby, I guess the ladies don't like it because let me tell you, she did one about Kaya. Kaya could not stand it, and Kaya dragged the fuck out of Kandi. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, Kaya dragged the dog fuck out of Kandi when Kandi did a spoof about her. And it's like, girl, and she did it with T.S. Madison at that. So Kaya drugged both of them. Girl, that was just a whole mess. A whole mess. A whole mess. But anywho, let's go ahead and keep going. So Marlo ended up linking up with Rico Chappelle at some point, and they were over there talking about Kandi and stuff like that. And Marlo says that Kandi needs to stick to the spoofs because Bravo ain't working out for. I'm sorry, not Bravo, but Broadway ain't working out for her. And I'm like, but wasn't Kandi just nominated for a Tony and an Emmy? So what? So what's not working out again? What was it? What did you say is not working out again? Because what seems to not be working out is the parenting you got going on with your nephews or something. So what are you talking about here? Because it's so funny for you to say that, and then next thing you know, she done got nominated. So what was it? Exactly. Okay, for the play that she did. And I think it was a Tony and an Emmy. Don't quote me, but she definitely got nominated for 2 awards. So shout out to Kandi for that, girl. While you over there running your mouth, Miss Marlo. What else you got going on? But let's keep going. Okay. So now it's time to get into the party time, honey, because it's time for Miss Sanya to show off her man and all of that. Y'all, Sanya said that she spent $100,000 on this party. I said, bitch, you out your dog headed ass mind. But you could have spent $10,000 and still had a good ass party. You could have spent $10,000 and still had just as much of fun and similar in action and all of that. Girl, somebody overcharged you and they played you. You know what I'm saying? And I had saw a clip of Sanya and her husband on this couple's podcast, and they were talking about, money and stuff like that, and how she's the type of person that just likes to spend and go and not think about it. Her husband does not like that shit. So maybe he's okay with it because it's her birthday, but I'm wondering if later on in the season we're going to see them talk about financial stuff because of how she goes about spending shit. But anyway, let's get into the party. Sheree done arrived with Martell. Kenya over there all in their business. Like, girl, so what's going on? Like, is this official? And Martell says that they are. Yes, they are officially dating. And I'm like, yeah, y'all officially dating, but are y'all exclusively dating? That's what it's giving. Are you exclusively only dating her or what? And see, that's the thing. A lot of people be saying they dating, but a lot of people don't make it clear on what type of dating you guys are doing. Officially dating doesn't mean that y'all are exclusively dating where it's only just you. It could be officially dating, but he can go out here and date other people. Now, Sheree, you got in your confessional and you sat up there and said that me and Martell have not put a name on what we're doing. We're just having fun. But then you also turn around after Kenya came to you with the mess or whatever, and you get in your confessional and you sit up there and say, I mean, well, if he wanted to cheat with another woman and and I'm like, well, how can he cheat? If number one, y'all ain't got no official title on it. And how can he cheat if y'all not exclusively dating or anything? You know what I'm saying? Leading to a relationship. So what's really going on? Like, which one is it? Y'all need to pick it. Get it together. Y'all not even on the same accord right there. But anywho, so that's what's going on with them. Now, Courtney pulls Marlo to the side and she wanted to talk about what her business partner, like, Courtney, you get on my fucking nerves already. You kept letting us know your friend and my business partner, my friend and my business partner, my friend and my business partner called me out in Paris. My friend, my business partner, girl, we know you got a business girl with some janky jewelry. Girl, we got it. We got it, ma'am. Scoot back just a little bit, girl. We get it. Okay, sit your ass down. Anywho, so she's talking about my business partner, you know what I'm saying, was asking about Kandi, going around asking other people about me and whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Do I look like I'm desperate for friends? I'm not desperate for friends, but she should know or whatever, because that's like the girl that told me has no reason to lie. Like, that's her friend. And I'm just like, bitch, who the fuck are you, Miss? I'm not desperate for friends. Are you sure? Because how you're coming on this show is giving I'm desperate for a fucking spot. That's what it's giving. And it's giving somebody gave you a little bit of information and you spent it. 1 minute you saying Kandi asking around about you, showing your picture, whatever the damn case is. You always thought she was worldwide. Next thing you know, talking about, do I look desperate for friends? So now you're making it seem like Kandi was really trying to be your fucking friend. Only for you to go over there and confront Kandi, go over there and approach that lady. First of all, you was rude as fuck. Telling her whatever it was that you heard, Kandi telling you repeatedly that she don't know you like that. Even if y'all met in a quick setting and moved on, she still don't know you like that. She might be familiar with who you are, but she don't know you like that, bitch. So I just didn't like Courtney's energy at all. Courtney, I feel like Courtney was coming with all kind of weird energy and shit, and Candi's just like, girl, what's with the energy? And right before Kandi said that, I was like, girl, why she got an attitude? Like, why she doing that? Like, doing the most. Doing the absolute most. And then Candi's like, girl, what's with this energy? Like, what's really going on? Like, what is it giving? Like, girl, I'm trying to tell you that I'm about to headbutt this bitch. Like, so they get into an argument or whatever. Ty standing over there like security, not saying nothing, just watching everything. Then at some point he eased in there. I said, okay, Ty, you better ease right on in there in the nick of time. But at some point after the argument going back and forth, Courtney did apologize to Kandi. She did. She apologized to her, but then she turned around and got back condescending and saying, because, I don't need clout. And she did this little head thing. And then Kandi said, there you go. There you go. So you could tell Kandi was trying to be very calm. Like, there you go with that bullshit. Candi's like, back up. You need to back. I'm not backing up. I'm good. You back up. You calm down. You do this. You do that. Just calm down. And it's like, bitch, don't come over here. Do not bring your rabbit-headed dog face ass over here thinking you finna check somebody off some shit that you think you done heard from another bitch about me. Come over here with all kind of energy, bitch. And when I read you and give you that energy to fuck back, you think that you finna sit up here and try and tell me to calm the fuck down, bitch. That's one of the worst things that you could do. And yeah, I am finna headbutt your ass. And then I'm finna fuck that chin up in just a minute. So you might want to scoop the fuck back on God. Like, I did not like that. I wanted Kandi to get so gutter with this bitch, but she was really trying to maintain her composure because unlike some of these people, Kandi has a lot to lose. But girl, listen, she would have felt it on that day. She would have felt it on that fucking day. You better get your ass on my fucking face, bitch. On God. Like, girl, no ma'am. And you coming up in somebody's face like you right? Bitch, is you stupid? No ma'am, Suzanne. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No ma'am. Okay. Now, meanwhile, you got Sheree over there talking to Monyetta and talking to Kenya. And this is when Kenya decided to open up and let her know about how I feel like Monyetta could have told her about Martell being out in Atlanta with other women. And Sheree was just like, well, girl, listen. He's been over here with me for the past 3 days. He's been at my house for the past 3 days. So where's she at? If it's another woman out here, where's she at then? Because he's been with me. Ooh. And then this is when Kenya decided to let her know that he did DM her. And then this is when Sheree wanted to see the text message. I don't know if Kenya's going to pull out the text message the next go round, but I feel like she should. And what I hate is that Kandi told her to accept the message. The reason why I hate that Kandi told her to accept the message and she actually accepted it was because if she would have just not accepted it and left it in the format that it was in, Sheree would have saw that there was indeed an incoming message and that nothing was there. And if she would have accepted it in front of Sheree would have also saw that he deleted the message. So that is my thing for me. Those messages don't delete themselves, and we cannot delete those messages from the other end. There used to be a feature like that a long time ago on Instagram, but it's not anymore. Only you can delete your own stuff, and that user can delete their own stuff unless you delete the entire message thread. But you cannot delete somebody else's comments, okay? Or DMs or responses in a DM, okay? So my thing is this, for all the people that's trying to make Kenya seem like this, seem like that, if it was so fucking innocent as Martell claims that it is, then why would he delete it in the first place? He did message that lady, and that's just what it is. And I do feel like it came with a hidden agenda behind it, and that's just on period, okay? But the episode was pretty good in my opinion. I mean, I enjoyed it. I wish I would have took a screenshot of a lot of the confessional looks so we can get into some things. I did not like Kandi's confessional look at the all, I think the one that I liked the most would have likely been Kenya's, and then I think Marlo would have been next, maybe. I think no, Kenya, then Monyetta, then what's her name, Marlo, and then no, yeah, and then Sheree and Marlo up there together or whatever. I liked Marlo's look. I know her earrings were just like super huge and barely fit on her damn shoulders or whatever. But it didn't look that bad to me. Like Marlo looked fine. It was what it was. But like I said, episode was cool. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about the latest episode. Let me know how y'all feeling about the season so far. Like, is this episode preparing you, hyping you up, getting you ready for a good season? Let me tell y'all something else before I go. Baby, they was reading in them fucking confessionals when Kenya said something about Sheree's eggs and how she ain't got no more eggs to be used. Bitch, listen. Girl, listen, girl, I'm surprised y'all ain't run to social media and holler about how she was body shaming or whatever shaming, fertility shaming. Or I'm surprised y'all ain't run over there to social media and holler about that. You know what I'm saying? But girl, I said, wow. Kenya was eating her up. Then when Sheree said Kandi, the only time Kandi ain't got my name in her mouth is when she eating and sucking dick. Let me say, I said, girl, and Sheree was definitely reading the girls in the confessional. I said, oh, Sheree took this back. Sheree took these confessional reads back to the back then. Girl, listen, I mean, hey, I'm here for it so far. So y'all hop in the comments to let me know your thoughts about everything, honey. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.